backside, I suppose. Or the second page, I should say. So let's look at this one together where we've got the x over x squared plus 5x plus 6, and then plus 5x over x squared plus 7x plus 12. What should we do first? When we want to add or subtract, what's the first thing we do? Factor everything we can, right? Good. So let's look at the denominator. How does that x squared plus 5x plus 6 factor? Good. X plus 2 and x plus 3. Good. I agree. And for the other one, the x squared plus 7x plus 12? 3 and 4. Good. Notice that we start these problems off similar to how we started off the ones that are going to be on your quiz today, right? When we did the multiplying and dividing, we factored everything, right? Same idea here, we're factoring the denominators. The reason why we factor the denominator is to help us get that common denominator. What do we need to multiply your first fraction by to get a common denominator?
4.
Yeah, you do that x plus 4, right? Because notice that your second one has an x plus 4 in it and the first one doesn't, right? Do we need to worry about the x plus 3, by the way? No, because it's in both already. So we don't need to do the x plus 3. So we'll multiply the first one by the x plus 4 over x plus 4. Ooh, hey. What about the second one? What do we need to multiply by? Good, the x plus 2. Good. So our common denominator then is the x plus 2 times the x plus 3 times the x plus 4, right? That's our common denominator. Once we have our common denominator, we can add or subtract, depending on what we're doing, right across the top, right? So that first numerator, that first top, is x times x plus 4. And the second one is 5x times x plus 2. Right? Because again, we would multiply your tops together here and here. Agree with that? And then we'll simplify this stuff up, simplify it a little bit. What do you get when you multiply out the first two pieces in that top? Good. And the second two? Yep, good. And then when we combine like terms, we'll get a 6x squared and a 14x. And we don't need to worry about multiplying out the denominator. That's just going to take longer than we need. Don't bother multiplying all that out. That okay? Are we happy with this? We want to do another example like this one? Or do you want to practice like ones that look like what's on the quiz? Practice? Okay. Let's do that with another handout that's got them mixed all together because that's what's going to happen on your exam. So let's look at part B first when you get these. We'll do B and we'll do D together here. And then we'll set you loose on the quiz. Sound like a plan? Everybody's so tired today. Is it the weather? Is it the end of the week? Is it a combination? You hate my class? I don't know.
The weather.
The weather? Blame it on the weather? Okay. I'm not going to blame it on him. He's going to grade my quiz. Alright, let's look at B and D. Like I said, we'll work at B and D together. Again, you'll notice that we've got a nice mix of the types of problems, right? So again, this will be a good thing to practice afterward for next week because we've got a test coming up some point. Next week, next Friday, right? So, next Friday? Next Monday. Whatever day it is. I don't remember what it is. But anyway, got a test coming up, so this would be good practice of mixing all those things together, okay? So let's look, pardon me. Let's look at B together. I'm on the wrong page. That's my problem. There we go. There's B. Notice this is a multiplication problem. So remember with the multiplication problems, we're going to factor everything in sight. Right? Factor everything in sight and cancel out common factors. Divide out common factors. Remember, we cannot divide out terms, right? We have to have chunks. We have to have factors. We have to have things multiplied together. If there's plus signs or minus signs in the middle, we can't do that. All right. So looking at this first one, we've got multiplication. So let's factor everything. That first part, that x squared plus 9x plus 20, how does that factor? Good. And in the denominator, what do we recognize there? Good. The denominator is a difference of squares, right? So, or that x plus 5, x minus 5 there. We so far so good with that one? For the second one, the numerator factors as what is it? Good, x plus 2 and x plus 7, good. All right, because we have 14, so we need the 2 and the 7. That second one, I have to work a little bit maybe, because it's not just as easy as the other ones, right? Because we got that leading coefficient of 2 on it. So maybe we do AC method off to the side. Make sure that we know what we're doing. 2 times the negative 12 gives us negative 24. We need things that multiply to negative 24 and add up to 5. So what should we use? Tell me some things that multiply to 24. And positive 8 and negative 3 works nicely, doesn't it? 8 and 3 gives you 24 when you multiply. And if I do plus 8 and minus 3. So we have 2x squared plus 8x minus 3x minus 12. Out of the first two terms, we can factor out a 2x. It leaves us with x plus 4. What can we factor out of the second two terms? Negative 3, and that leaves you with x plus 4. So finally, we get down to x plus 4 times 2x minus 3. So some of these problems, when you factor everything in sight, you may need to use the AC method off to the side to be able to factor it. Factoring is one of those things that never goes away in math. You'll have to do factoring in every single math class that you ever do. I don't know how many math classes you're planning on taking, but as many as you take, you will be factoring it. Okay? It's just one of those things that never goes away. And the reason is kind of like anything that you do in life, it's a lot easier to handle a big task by breaking it down into smaller ones. And that's exactly what we're doing here, right? Taking a big task and breaking it down into smaller things. All right, so now looking at our fractions, what goes away? The x plus 5s go away. And the x plus 4s go away. Does anything else go away? No. So do not waste your time multiplying things out. Just leave it all factored. In fact, for things that you might do in the future, you absolutely do not want to multiply those things out because you'll just end up having to refactor them again. Okay? Once you have it factored, leave it factored. Okay? It's okay? Let's look at D and then we'll do your quiz. How's that sound? So that gives you a example of a division as well. So work on D for a minute. And don't forget what you need to do to handle how you need to handle your division. And then we'll chat about it. Ready to chat? Well, let's go ahead and chat. Since this is a division problem, what do you have to do first? Yeah, you got to flip the second one, right? That's the first thing you have to do. I would do that even before you start factoring. Let's get that flipped. Just so you don't forget to do it, right? It's easy to forget, so do it first. All right, now factor everything. How does the first numerator factor? Good. X plus minus 7 and x plus 3. And then the denominator factors. Good. So what have we got for those two? Second numerator. Good. And second denominator. Good. Are we okay with the factoring? If you don't get the factoring, you can't do the rest of it, right? We okay with the factoring? All right, so then what goes away? Good. Yeah, all those are common, right? We have x plus 3 in top and bottom. We've got x minus 4 top and bottom, x plus 5 top and bottom. So we're just left with... Yep. The x minus 7 and the x plus 9. What questions do you have on that one? Ready for your quiz? There's just one side. So not just 3 problems. Ready to grab stuff away from me.